We've had a ton of conversations within the past couple of weeks just talking about what things you could expect when it comes down to moving to Albuquerque. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be going over some of the hottest topics that these clients of ours have came up with and really brought back to our attention, because there is going to be a few things you're going to want to know about if you are planning on moving down to Albuquerque in 2025. So grab your pen and your pad and let's get into today's video. Look, I totally understand if you are tired of just the hustle and bustle, you're looking for a different outlook in your pace of life, or just in general, you're looking to finally afford a new house. In Albuquerque, guys, all of that can be materialized. And don't take my word for it. I know right now there's not a whole ton of information out there, and that's why we create these videos, guys, for this specific reason. So you guys can hear from the horse's mouth, from somebody that's lived here nearly all his life. I've moved away and came back, so I know what the busy city life, and I used to live in one of the busiest cities in the whole United States, right? So coming back, giving you guys all this information has been super fun. So if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, guys, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because we are dropping videos every week talking about what this beautiful city and state have to offer. Now, if you guys are planning on moving down here, me and my team are licensed brokers, and as much as we love doing these videos, we would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails. So if you are planning on moving down here, I'd love to have a quick chat with you guys. Now, moving here is going to bring a different pace of life, guys, and really the laid-back culture that we have here is a big reason why a lot of people are moving here, and that's what you can kind of expect, because a lot of people are trying to get away from that, you know, that busy lifestyle, that hustle and bustle, like I let you guys know. For instance, like when I lived in New York, I mean, there was always something going on. And here in Albuquerque, very seldomly you'll have some events on the weekends, some stuff throughout the week. Not to say that there's nothing to do here, but it is going to be a lot quieter, because for the most part, like commutes to work, for instance, are going to be like 20 to 30 minutes. In my case, it's about 10. So they could even be shorter than that, just depending on where you're living in accordance to your job. Now with that, of course, there is going to be a lot less stress, because if you're like me, sitting in traffic stresses you out and it just creates so much emotion. But for the most case, guys, if you guys are going to be sitting in traffic here, it's going to be no longer than an hour, and that's because somebody wrecked or there's just construction happening on the freeway. With less stress, shorter commutes to work, less time spent driving, you are going to be able to spend more quality time with the people you love, right? Family, friends, and doing the things that you like, right? Because you're not going to be having to worry about traveling 2 hours or even an hour and a half to a job and then the same distance back. So 3 hours spent in driving is time wasted. Here, it's a lot less. So you get to do more things that you enjoy. And who can this really be appealing to? And it's a really good question. And like I tell everybody that I have a conversation with over our Zoom calls, is Albuquerque is for that person that is looking to have a slower pace of living, get into a city that is still growing and really kind of still at that infancy stage, in my opinion, and not have to sacrifice all the big city amenities, because we do have everything that you could possibly want and need here, right? Healthcare, grocery stores, Costco's, Walmart's, malls, shopping centers, even down to the fine dining, guys. And that's more on the local side. But to be honest with you guys, the experience is still going to be one of a kind and super unique here. And we're going to be getting into this uniqueness and talk about how Albuquerque is still pretty unique in comparison to other major cities. You guys see it. It's a nice day out here. Now, that also adds to the quality of life. And one thing that I tell people is that you can experience year-round adventures here. Now, that doesn't mean going on this trek, leaving the city and all that stuff. You can honestly experience a ton of outdoor fun, or just really outdoor like things to do year-round, even when the weather is bad here, to be honest with you guys, because I don't know what it is about New Mexicans, but we do enjoy the change of the season. So even in the middle of winter, you guys see it's like 30 degrees out here and I got a light jacket on. It's still pretty warm. Like, actually the sun hitting on my back is starting to make me sweat. So just to paint the picture for you guys, if you are somebody that does enjoy being outside, you enjoy all the outdoor activities like hiking, biking, nature trails, and you want it within like a 15 to 20 minute like distance from you, from your house or whatever it is that you're staying at, Albuquerque is known for that. Albuquerque is known to give that type of experience to somebody who is looking to move down here. And a ton of the people that we have conversations with, whether or not they're into this kind of thing, they actually consider it. Because who doesn't like being outside and enjoying their own backyard? I mean, it's the middle of the day, guys, and I can barely hear any cars out. So it's actually pretty nice, maybe because everybody's back to work and I'm one of those guys that actually gets to work from home on Fridays. So it's pretty cool. So with the quality of life, just really kind of being surrounded around being outside more, if you are that type of person who wants to just have a better lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, because it's been known by science that the more time you spend outdoors, the healthier of a person you are. And it's really good for your mental state, to be honest with you guys. Like anytime that I get super stressed out because we're busy, we got videos to film and all this going on, kids, wife, business, when I get super stressed out and I get the opportunity just to go and walk through the bosque in the middle of the day, it really kind of detaches me from the city life. And it's crazy that this is still in the middle of the city. Gotta experience it for yourself, guys. When I started doing these videos, guys, I never realized that the culture and the diversity of the culture would be an important topic. But now with the conversations that I've had with people who have moved here or who are looking to move here, people like you who are watching this video, I've noticed a trend that the culture is like one of the main topics we actually have a conversation on. And Albuquerque is the epitome of a melting pot. When it comes down to it, Albuquerque has a unique blend of cultures. Now, of course, we have the two major influences, like I always let you guys know, but for the most part, it feels welcoming. It feels like you're just another, face in the crowd, which a lot of people don't mind experiencing because we as humans, we want to feel accepted for the majority of the part. So Albuquerque is very well known for that. There's different types of communities here. There's different types of people here. And there's, people that you would have never guessed hanging out with one another. Like for me, for instance, growing up, I've had a variety of characters in my life. You name it, we've been friends, and it's cool because we get to experience different cultures. It's very interesting to us that we almost feel like these foreign things are coming into our lives and we get to actually call it our own, or actually adopt some of those things and create this amazing lifestyle, because it's totally doable here and manageable. Like, you'd almost have to be normal, I guess, in a sense, to stick out here, because diversity, being weird, just having different interests and all that stuff is pretty normal here. Look at me, 30-year-old guy who enjoys vintage things, old world stuff. I'm actually a pretty big history buff, and a lot of people don't know that. My wife was actually surprised to find out that I'm actually pretty into those kinds of things, and I'm a first-generation Mexican American. So for me, like, old things are pretty cool. Like, I enjoy patina things. Like my wallet, for instance, it's like 5 years old and it's like falling apart, and I don't want to get rid of it because it has character. And even down to my shoes, guys. So that's the type of people that are here. We really value just the differences in the world and different cultures, and really like to bring these things into our lives to really make life our own. Because at the end of the day, life is what you make it. Again, I'm gonna get flack for this one, but our job market is growing, whether we like to see it or not. There's new opportunities come here every year. Like for the past 5 years, some of the tech giants have actually started to call this place home. We have an Amazon facility, we have Facebook, we have Sandia and Los Alamos that keep bringing people in. The healthcare system just keeps building more buildings. Like, there's opportunity coming here, guys. And a lot of us don't see that we're actually in the middle of this huge growth, that it's actually pretty cool to experience from my end, because you guys see it. Maybe that's why you're getting attracted here, because you have a job that is bringing you here. Majority of the time we have calls from people that are working for like Boeing or aerospace, or you're just coming to work for some of these tech giants. Whatever that reason is, guys, there's opportunity here. So if you are somebody that is working remotely, perfect place to do it, because you can purchase a pretty affordable house here. And have tons of space and tons of room, and we can help you find that. Again, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to hit me up. I can help you find that place. And even down, guys, if you are somebody who's looking to start a new business, Albuquerque is a perfect place to do that, because the expenses are super low and you can do a lot of different things for pretty cheap here. And I tell people all the time, because Obviously, I run my own business doing this channel and selling homes. We've started out with zero, and we've been able to build a pretty sustainable business with, you know, a little to no money invested because of the support of people like you and the community that we have around us here. It's pretty awesome, guys. Again, back to the community and how supportive they are of you and the things that you're doing. So if you have this fear of change because you know nothing about Albuquerque, like really dive into our videos and figure out, like, really, is Albuquerque going to be a good fit for you guys? Take a trip down here. Shoot, reach out to some of these employers and ask them if you can just ask them a few questions to see how they're doing, how their business is growing, and what opportunities they are bringing into Albuquerque. I don't know. There's many different ways, and these people actually wouldn't mind having a conversation with you. Or if you just want to reach out to me and have that conversation with me, I'd love to. Well, all that being said, I know that the day-to-day kind of thing is actually pretty important to people, and we're planning on doing more vlog style videos in the future to kind of give you guys just a raw outlook on, you know, walkthroughs that we do on properties, what you can expect in some neighborhoods. So please, if you haven't subscribed, I highly recommend it. That way we can get you this information first, and from somebody that is real and authentic is what I get from the people who watch our videos. So pretty nice words. And the day-to-day, guys, it's actually pretty simple. I don't want to walk you through a whole day of what you can expect, like, and bore you guys. I figured that'd be a lot more fun to watch. But in a nutshell, things here tend to open up at 8 and close at 5, and then are closed on the weekends. So it's actually pretty cool on how majority of the city runs around like the seasons. Now that means like the holiday seasons, or what's happening with the city, or what's going on with the public school system. Like, a majority of those things really run the city. So like, for instance, if it snows here and it snows pretty good, you're gonna expect to have a 2-hour delay. The city will shut down, and like, there will be less people on the road. There won't be a whole lot of things open. Like, it really happens like that. And I've only seen that in like a few smaller towns. So you can get the whole small town vibe here without sacrificing big city amenities and the big city kind of life. And a perfect example for that was like during the holiday season. And I tell everybody, during the holiday season, everything slows down. People end up leaving out of town, going on vacation. So the city actually gets pretty darn quiet. Less traffic, less things going on. Like, it's too cold for people to come outside at night, so people are staying home more. Like, it's really a thing here, believe it or not. But even though things do slow down, there is still things going on throughout the week and on the weekends, and even during the summertime when things are really alive because more people come outside. Because after 5 o'clock, like, the weather is perfect during the summer. You're talking about like 70 degrees outside, so you don't even need to really do much but besides go out in shorts and a t-shirt. So pretty awesome, pretty cool on how the weather actually helps with the lifestyle here. And then of course the weather is also pretty predictable, so it allows you to pre-plan some things going into like the next months, or just really pre-plan your whole life altogether. More life, like Drake said, guys. And my last topic is going to be around cost of living, which is a lot cheaper here, so you get to experience more life. You get to afford more things. You get to be able to purchase a house for less than $400,000 on the resale side. On the new construction home, that's kind of like the average price range, 400, 420. But even at that, guys, that's still pretty cheap considering where you're going to be purchasing a house. Now, a couple key factors you want to keep in mind: the closer you live to the river, the petroglyphs, or the mountains, the more expensive the house is going to get. But on average, you can expect to pay anywhere from $330,000 to around $350,000 for a house. So given that more people are starting to recognize that, more people are moving here, so I recommend moving here and purchasing a house before more people actually get an idea of what we have to offer as a city. And when it comes down to it, groceries, utilities, and just a normal way of living is actually less expensive than most major cities, right? For example, groceries, 20 to 30% less than the national average on major cities. Gas is under $4. I think it's even under $3 at some gas stations. I think the gas station by our house is like $2.60 or something like that, which is unheard of. Like this, yesterday I put like $25 in my little car, and that will last me for 2 weeks. Like, you can't get that in most major cities. The whole idea of just having a cheaper living and being more practical and less is more, to be honest with you guys. You're gonna see that people really don't tend to glorify like the super luxurious things here. They're nice to have, but we're not really chasing them. We'd rather be practical and a lot more smarter when it comes down to our money. And that's why we're making smarter purchases. You're not gonna see people really chasing after the Joneses kind of thing here and really just chasing that instant gratification. People here actually, again, buy these old things, do these cool things to them and make them brand new or even better. And we also don't believe in fixing things that aren't broken, right? If they're not broken, we're not gonna fix them. So old school way of living really adds to the quality of life. Spend less, purchase, more quality things, and then also buy back your time in a sense, because you're not having to work like 5 jobs in order to afford the type of lifestyle that you want. All right, guys, now this video was a little bit more philosophical in a sense, to where I'm giving you my 2 cents of the reality of life here in Albuquerque and what you can expect going into this new year, right? Because there is a ton of people that are looking for change. And let's face the facts. Some people need the change to move away from these major cities that really almost kind of like cut their line of sight when it comes down to either owning a home, living in a place with a slower pace of living, that you don't have to sacrifice all these big city amenities. Like, Albuquerque is not what you see on these dang shows that people filmed on Netflix. Like, it's really a cool place to live, and it offers a ton of opportunity for people who are looking to move here this year. So if that is you, you're looking to move down here, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Hit me up. I'd love to just chat with you, have a conversation to see if Albuquerque could potentially be a fit for you, because Albuquerque isn't going to be for everybody. So feel free to hit us up. Again, there's a link in the description down below if you are planning on moving down here but don't want to have that conversation with us just yet. That relocation guide is a free download for you guys to kind of get familiar with the city. So I'm gonna go back inside, get my day started. Man, it's the middle of the day. There's still a ton of time left to go out and enjoy this day with the kiddo. So I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one. Peace.